What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another edition of In the Blender with your host, Shake Money. And the guest is finally here. We had, he had to take care of some family business, and family comes first, man. God, family, then football. In that order. At least for me, it is. At any rate, I met him last year at the Carolina game. When I was looking for Doc Brown. Obviously, you've seen the thumbnail, and then here is the picture right here. There we go. That gentleman to my, I guess with the captain's hat. Yeah, opposite of Andrevius. So when we come back, we are going to get some sauces, baby. So stick around, and we'll be back, baby.
Shake, 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 yeah, shake, 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 shake. Shake money in the place. Miami plays, Miami days in the blender was shaking his friends. We're gonna talk about the Fins again. Miami plays, Miami days in the blender was shaking his friends. We're gonna talk about the Fins again. Is you a fan or a troll? Are you trying to wish us good? Trying to take control. Bringing problems to the hood. What takes your soul? Miami Dolphins bring the wood. Super Bowl is the goal. Tyreek Hill. I'm trying to kick it with Shake. You gotta be a real fan. No pretenders and fakes. We're gonna open up the line. Come correct with your taste. If you step into us blind, we're gonna show you the way. Miami plays, Miami days in the blender was shaking his friends. We're gonna talk about the Fins again. Miami plays, Miami days in the blender was shaking his friends. We're gonna talk about the Fins again. Never want the season to end. Mix it up a little with gin. And I remember when I knew that the Dolphins would win. Yeah, rockin' with Shake, rockin' with Shake. Let's go. I never want the season to end. Never mix it up a little with gin. That's right. Pass it off to one of my friends. Yeah, rockin' with Shake, rockin' with Shake. Larry K, what up? Phin-Addicts. TFTG, the tailgate. Miami Dolphins, baby. What up, Lou? Shake money. Crypto. Check it. Me? God bless y'all. Miami Dolphins #1. And we out. Miami Dolphins football, the greatest football team. We push the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. Respect us.
Yo, what's going on, man? So, like I said before, man, I heard this man first, heard him on Twitter, and yo, man, like the name says, he's got the sauces, man. So let's get into the sauces. Let me introduce and welcome to the program. It is an honor and privilege to introduce this man right here, Mo Sauces. What's going on, man?
Salute, family. Salute to Fins Nation. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well.
You got the beard game going, man.
Beer game, bro. Beer. I got the gray in the beard too, so that's where my wiseness is. I have no gray up here. I got all the gray down here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But what's going on, man? Salute to you. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody in the building. Fins up. Like, share, subscribe. Give this man a follow. Yeah. This man's a good Dolphin content creator. Show my boy Shake some love. That's my dog right there. What's good with you, man?
What's up? Hey, Crypto. What's going on, Crypto?
Crypto, what's up, brother?
Hey, later on this week, me and Crypto on the Fins tailgate, Insomnia, we're gonna do Crypto 101. So if you don't know about cryptocurrency, my man Crypto is gonna bring you up to speed. But so before we get to the $1 million question, I know you were a season ticket holder at one time, right?
Yes, I was a season ticket holder for 4 years until last year. I had to give up the tickets. I had some family issues I had to take care of with Mama Dukes. She's good now, thank God, but I had to let go of the season tickets. Next year I'll re-up on them and get them again. But I have the rep in my pocket. The rep we talked. I let them know the situation, and next year they're gonna, they'll take care of me.
So the reason I asked you is because usually one of the perks is training camp, correct?
Yeah,
So you go to train? Have you go to training camp?
correct. Yes, I do.
So training camp is coming up pretty soon, man. And what can you tell? What, in your opinion, what do you take away from training camp?
Well, training camp, the thing about training camp is you have the good days and the bad days. As in, if there's certain days you go, they're not wearing pads, they're doing more like a walkthrough, they're being like real, it's almost like an OTA in a way. And there's some days when they're wearing pads, the ball carriers are flying around, you hear the pads popping, you see the physicality of the team. So it's better to get a good basis on the team when they do have the pads. And it's also good to, when you go to the season ticket member day, that's the best day to go to training camp. The reason why is that day they do a treat for the season ticket members. They do like a scrimmage, but on that practice, you rarely see backup players playing. It's mostly the whole practice, number ones against number one scrimmage. So it's an awesome situation. So if anybody can make to training camp, and if you have a season ticket member that you're friends with and they can give you tickets, that's the day to go see. Because that's the day that you'll know for sure they'll be in pads, and that's the day that you'll see the number one players on the field most of the time. So you'll be able to get a gauge of, how they hit, how they react to each other, how the physicality of the game. They sometimes do trick plays. They kind of like Mike McDaniel gets in his bag, and you see plays that you don't obviously see on a normal basis. So it's a good thing to be on the inside, seeing all that. And usually training camp member days, it's kind of like hush hush, unless it's like, us as fans reporting, or us with our camera phones out taking videos. They kind of keep it on the wraps. But there's usually a lot of stuff that you can get from training camp members day.
That's what's up, man. And what, like, for instance, what trips me out is you when you say scrimmage, last year's scrimmage, while we're doing scrimmage, I was doing a show. It was a Saturday morning on the Finn's tailgate, and we were we showed the Zach Thomas who's getting inducted at the same time to the Hall of Fame. And one of the callers, he put a dick pic on his profile picture.
Holy shit!
We got rid of it right away, though. But
that's wild, bro.
It was crazy, though. Yeah.
Some people are crazy, man.
Shout out to my man Sean, man of the future. What's going on, Sean?
Hey, my guys. Cap, well, salute y'all, boys. Salute to everybody in the building. I can't see how many we got, but salute to everybody. EM, Dolphin fan.
The Texas Tornado.
Hey, EM, I told you, EM. I told you Tua was going to start that holdout bullshit. I told you from the get. I told you. You better let them boys know about that sauce that I told you not even a year ago. It was more than a year ago I told this man. So true story, one time last year with the whole situation when Tua had the concussion and all that stuff like that, I was me and EM had a private conversation on the phone, and I told EM, I was like, hey man, Tua's gonna change his representation. This is what's going on. He was like, nah, I don't know, man. I don't know. He's got Lee Steinberg and blase. And like 2-3 weeks later, that shit ended up hitting the fan, and he ended up getting athletes first. And then I told EM in the same conversation, I was like, listen, if Tua doesn't get a bag or get his deal before training camp, there might be some issues. He might do a little holdout. And he was like, you really think so? Daze. And I was like, I don't know how extent the holdout would be, but he will make it be known that he's not happy, he's not pleased. And lo and behold, look at Tua not playing, not participating in 11-11s. He's doing the 7-on-7s with Mike McDaniel. But if I'm not mistaken, because I missed the news yesterday, the last training camp, or the last OTAs, I think Omar Kelly reported that Tua didn't even participate at all, even in the 7-on-7s yesterday.
No, he did. I think he did for the last training camp. The one before that, he did apparently he did a clinic on the 7-on-7s.
No. Yeah, but yesterday, because today was like the last day, like a walkthrough. Yesterday, Omar Kelly reported on his show that Tua didn't even participate at all in 7-on-7s. He didn't do nothing. Because if you go back and look at like Miami Herald, Sun Sentinel, Palm Beach Post, they got the paywalls. But But if you subscribe to them, check out the guys out. Support our local beat reporters.
Yeah, no doubt.
But if you check it out, you don't see nothing in there about Tua throwing dimes to Waddle on 7-on-7s, whatever. Because if you look at it the day prior, it's all about Tua making plays, throwing dimes, and doing all this. I don't think yesterday you practiced at all.
No. Man.
So.
And then he said, I don't think McDaniels is too much making us think about it either. So.
Yeah. Well, McDaniel's not going to make us think about it, but you heard what he said yesterday in his press conference. He's talking about, he hopes that everything gets resolved and everything gets handled before training camp because he doesn't want that to spill over. Me personally, I think the Dolphins and Tua are a decent amount apart. I think it's more of the guarantees. But I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. I know Tua needs his bag, or we might have some issues come training camp.
Hey, by the way, real quick, next week I got Marissa Marino coming on the Blender Thursday. I got my man Raphael Courtwright at 8:30, right after her. Then I got Miss Finn's coming the following Thursday. So I got some nice guests lined up this week. So there you go, Phin-Addict. Awesome. Miss Finn's will be here the June 20th, Thursday, June 20th. That's when Miss Finn's will be in the Blender, man. And I appreciate you for coming on here, man. I've always wanted to have you
no
on
worries,
here.
Bro. You my boy, bro. Come on, dog. We ain't never had no issues. You my peoples. My president has been on. I haven't been on Twitter lately. My president's. I've been, working, dealing with stuff. Just trying to get my life situated with the job and all kinds of stuff. You know how it is. But I pop in from time to time. I drop sauce when I can. Say things when I'm allowed. Stuff like that.
I got another guest that I have. He's going to be on the Blender in soon. He just wants to say something to you real quick.
Go ahead, man. Put him on. My dog. Yeah.
Mo, what is good? What is good,
up,
my friend, bro?
What's up, brother? How are you, man? How's everything? How's family? How's everything good, man?
Hey, man, everything is good, man. You know what? You came last week, bro. You had came across my mind. I was like, damn, I gotta holler at my boy, man. We ain't had. It's been a minute since we had a chance to
I've been gone, bro. I've been gone, dog. I haven't been on Twitter. I've been just taking care of my life. But I still get some information here and there, bro. Just to keep it low key. I'm not outspoken like I used to be in the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, man.
You got a lot of haters, bro. You got a lot of haters, man.
I've always had haters, bro.
When you really shaking shit in the community, you already know the haters gonna come out. That's when they come out the most.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard me. I don't know if you heard me. I gave you a little salute. How I was telling everybody how me and you had a private conversation a year ago about the whole situation with Tua changing representation. I told you how he's trying to get that bag and he might end up holding out.
I can confirm that. I was like, well, I kind of was like, well, but you were like, you were adamant about it, bro. And I got to give you credit. And so here we are. But
yes, sir.
Real quick though, Mo. First off, man, it's good to see you, bro. We'll tap in. Sir. We'll tap in real soon. But
yes, sir.
So your thoughts, real quick, bro. Like, is this a situation with Tua and the front office? Is this something we as fans should be worried about, or is more, an issue of formality? What do you think?
I'm gonna tell you this, right? Me personally, I think it is an issue we got to worry about. Me personally, because you got to understand, you got to put yourself in Tua's shoes. All right, let's just go off the timeline, right? We draft Tua, all right? The whole injury situation. The first year he wasn't supposed to play. When he got drafted, people don't understand this. When he got drafted, he was told by Chris Greer, not Brian Flores or anybody. He was told, "Hey, your first year we're gonna draft you. You're gonna go ahead and sit, and you're gonna go ahead and learn behind Fitz. And our intentions are not to play you this year. We're gonna give you a whole redshirt season. We're going to give you the time to, heal up and get right." And then when he got thrown in at the end at the Jets game, he was surprised about that. Everybody was surprised about that. And then the very next week when Flores made the decision to go ahead and start Tua, I think it was more a situation where Flores was trying to make a point saying that we got the wrong quarterback type of situation. But that's here nor there. That's in a prior coaching staff. So Tua ended up playing and he ended up starting the rest of the season. And, he got yanked a couple of times for fits. And we already know the whole story. So that's year one. Year two, the whole Deshaun Watson rumors start happening. Everything with Deshaun Watson. So he's hearing all this noise outside the building, how we're not committed to him. We're not this, we're not that, we're not this. Correct? So then
You are correct.
that situation, I don't care as anybody, bro, as a man, as me, as you, if you're at a job and you hear your job's trying to upgrade and trying to replace you, you're gonna feel some type of way. But the man's under contract. He reports to camp, reports to the team, does his job, whatever it may be. Then we get McDaniel. Now, when McDaniel made it very adamant that Tua was his guy, blah, 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 blah. But the national media and all the rumors were out there. We're poking around Lamar Jackson, or we were doing this. Was it true or not? I don't believe it was true, but it might be. You never know. So he heard that shit too. So now you got to understand the last 2 years under Mike McDaniel's offense, he shut up everybody. He put up numbers. He did what he did. He showed the NFL that with the proper offense around him and the proper scheme and the proper coaching around him, he can be a top 5 elite quarterback. And he showed us the last 2 years. So now Tua's like, hey, I showed you what's up. I know how you guys were beforehand. Pay me my money. And then you can tell how he can sit there and say he wasn't frustrated. My dog Tua's frustrated, bro. He's got to be frustrated. Because we should have been signed him. He should have got a deal before golf, honestly. But that's basically it, really.
Waddle.
So I feel like this is actually a bigger situation than people expect. There's a lot of people, a lot of content creators, and a lot of people out there saying that, oh, the deal's almost done. We're just trying to work on the guarantees and the injury clauses and stuff. I believe it's more extent to that. I think we have a big problem, and I think Chris Green needs to get ahead of it ASAP. Me personally, from the things I've been told, the things I've heard, from the things that, bro, do you know how shitty our offense looked with Mike White and Skylar Thompson back there right now? The players see it.
Absolutely.
Bro, if the players on our team, yeah, you can have players, oh, I support my guy, pay him, blah, blah. But when you have more than like 5 players, even players on defense saying to pay the man, there's a reason why they're screaming that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah, and Mo, I've had this conversation recently, privately, about this whole Tua front office dynamic, right? One thing that Tua, in all the points you just highlighted, right? One thing Tua, one thing he should have learned first and foremost is the business side of the NFL, because all of those points, everything you just highlighted, that's all factual information. The organization they were never sold on him, at least in this first 3 years, first 3 years. I happen to think the Lamar Jackson situation, it might not have been, as big of a story as the Deshaun Watson / Tom Brady situation, but I do think there was enough smoke there to believe that there was a fire burning at some point, right? So
correct.
Tua, so I understand both sides. I understand Tua. Again, everything you just highlighted is true. I understand Tua's position, all of these things that he's gone through to this point. Yeah, pay me my money. So what Tua, the biggest thing he should have learned to this point as being an NFL player is the business side. It's nothing personal. It's business, because the Dolphins have always taken a business-like approach with Tua. Again, it was when they were entertaining these other, at the time, right, better options. It was all business. It wasn't anything personal. That's the message they were sending to him. We feel like there's a better option out there for this team, better than you at this point in time. If you're at this stage of your development. Again, business-like approach. So I understand Tua, if he is, drawing a line and saying he's really, taking this, taking that type of approach with him.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm gonna tell you there has been lines drawn in the sand.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know that, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
do know that,
absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Like I don't need to tell you this, but I know you
Mhm.
have other people you talk to, and we run on the same circles in different ways.
Absolutely.
There's been definitely a line drawn in the sand,
Mm.
and Chris Greer is being Chris Greer, and we know how Chris Greer is. So I'm telling you right now, bro, this can be a problem if we do not get this shit fixed. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't want to listen. When it starts, training camp comes, and that first week that deal ain't done, bro. We gonna see a whole Christian Wilkins situation all over again, bro. I'm telling you.
I think I will. All that is true. Obviously lines are being drawn, have been drawn, but I think cooler heads will prevail and they'll find common ground at some point. I'm a little more optimistic in terms of overall the deal getting done, but I don't blame Tua. If Tua has to hold out and he feels like for the number that he thinks he's fair, that is fair to him and his family, so be it. And I understand Chris Greer's position as well, because if you listen a month ago when Chris Greer had his press conference, when they asked him about Tua's situation, and he was optimistic, but he said, what did he say?
Tricky.
Direct quote. We all know Tua has another level that he needs to get to. So I think the durability, I think the fact that Tua hasn't been, again, this is just facts now. Again, and before Tua and on gets upset, right? I'm very comfortable at this stage of Tua's development. I want him to be a Miami Dolphin, but at the end of the day, Tua has not. And when the competition is increased, right? The level of competition is increased. Tua has not, and not only Tua, but the team in general. But Tua, some of the blame needs to be assigned to Tua as well. Tua has not been the best version of himself playing the upper tier competition. This is a fact. This is going back to Clemson. This is going back to Alabama, right? And that has carried over to the NFL. Now, again, I'm comfortable with Tua. I think Tua can overcome a lot of these hurdles that's been plaguing him as a Miami Dolphin. But at the end of the day, as we're sitting here having this conversation, Chris Greer and the organization, you can't blame them for taking a position that they are taking, because they feel like we can't go all in on you, bro, because you haven't done X and Y. I think it's two last boxes Tua really needs to check to really cement himself as a franchise quarterback. And I don't blame Chris Greer, Stephen Ross, and the front office for taking their position. So it's difficult. It's frustrating as a fan for me. But at the end of the day, I understand both sides. So again, I'm a little more optimistic maybe than you, Mo, at this point in time, that that cooler heads will prevail and they'll find common ground. But at the end of the day, it's still frustrating, bro. Because we want to win, bro. Like we don't want this. We don't want this going into the season, going into training camp. Because can you imagine we start the season and Tua still don't have a deal done? How massive of a distraction that's going to be to this team?
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. If that does happen, the Dolphins did it themselves. That's all I gotta say.
Well, all right. Hey, Mo,
that's gonna be bad. That's gonna be bad publicity, bro. That's gonna be crazy.
Hey, man, I'm not trying to live. I'm not trying to entertain that world right now, bro. I'm trying to keep a very optimistic mindset in regards to the situation. I think it gets done, but hey,
I
Mo,
do too. I do too.
Hey, we'll tap in, bro. I know this is your show, bro. I just want to hop up here, bro, and salute to you, man. Bro. We hadn't chopped it up in a minute, so
ain't no problems, bro. You can always come on, bro. I'm chilling.
My man. Hey, Shake, always respect, bro.
We'll
tap in.
Salute,
all
man.
Right.
Salute. Man. Be easy, bro.
Peace. So,
little sauce nuggets there, little sauce nuggets, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Not much. You know what I'm saying? If you guys listen and pick on some things, pick up a little bit, just listen.
That's why it's called the blender, because it's not a structure. I don't have a set structure. It's called a blender. You blend shit up. You know what I'm saying? You mix things up.
Yes, sir.
I follow the beat to my own drum. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
So let's get down to brass tacks. The reason you're here. You're from Miami, correct?
I'm actually from West Palm Beach, Florida. I'm like 35 minutes. Yeah, I'm like 35, 40 minutes from Miami.
So what I know it's because it's the home team. What made you a Dolphin fan?
Well, what made me a Dolphin fan, my uncle was a big Dolphin fan. And I started watching the Dolphins like in 1991. I was 5 years old, started watching the Dolphins. I saw when Dan Marino got injured. I saw when he came back. I saw the '90s of Dan Marino. And, you know, as an older person, you know, when I got older, I was able to go back and see Dan Marino in his heyday as well. But you know, I was always a fan. My uncle got me into it. My first Dolphin game actually was in 2001 or two. The year that we got Ricky Williams, we played against the Jets,
Yeah,
and it was
around
the same
2002.
game. It was like the same game where Orlando Gaskin got that one-handed catch right in the baseball field, like in the middle of the baseball field.
Okay.
That's like a memory everybody remembers. That was
That was
my
your
first
first game
Dolphin game.
going to a game?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And you know, ever since then, I've been a Dolphin fan. I've always been a Dolphin fan since I was a kid. So I've always liked the Dolphins. You know, I've been through the '90s, saw what we could have been and what we could have done, and I saw, you know, our fall in the 2000s and to now. You know, so you know, as me being a Dolphin fan, I've seen a lot of ups and downs, no winning championships. You know, I think the farthest I've seen the Dolphins get to was an AFC championship against the Bills, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So, or against the Chargers as well, if I'm not mistaken as well.
Yeah, that too.
So, so it's, you know, I've had a lot of heartbreaks. You know, if I wanted to, you know, let you know my Mount Rushmore, the Dolphins, I would probably say it'd be Dan
That'd be
Marino.
the end. That's the end. That's the end.
Oh, okay. Okay, my bad. I'm jumping over. My bad. You said the blender, bro. We shaking things up.
Yeah. But we'll get there towards the end.
Yeah.
But go ahead. So let's talk about some of the games that you've been to, though. Like, what are some of the memorable games that stick out to your head?
So I've been to a lot of. So before I became a season ticket member, I've been to a couple games. I went to the Dolphins game with Ricky Williams when he balled out, and then Orlando Gaskin had that one-handed catch. I was at the Dolphins game where Jay Fiedler got hurt and Sage Rosenfields came in, and we came back. I think it was 21 down, and Chris Chambers had 200 yards. I was at the Dolphin game the year of the Wildcat when we played the Jets on Monday Night Football in the orange jerseys. I also went to the Dolphin game where Cam Cameron was coach. He got fired, and Jim Bates was there. I was a Monday Night Football game.
Actually, Wanstead got fired.
They lost it. Yeah. No, Jim Bates was. I thought Jim Bates took over for Cam Cameron.
No.
Oh, okay.
The guy who came for Cameron, I think, was Todd Bowles.
Oh, Todd Bowles. You're right. Yeah, you're right. So then, I saw that game when Lance Shelters had the game-sealing interception on Tom Brady. Yeah. I've seen some heartbreaking games. I was at that Monday Night Football game where Chad Henne and Brady broke the record for the most yards thrown in an NFL game. Yeah. We lost. It was like, what was it, like 44 to like 38 or some shit like that. I remember something like that.
Actually, Todd Bowles was for the offensive lineman coach that we had. That
Philbin. Oh, Toronto. Okay, yeah, Philbin was Dan Campbell. Philbin was Dan Campbell. Got you. But yeah, so I've been to those, and then I went to some of the Philbin era. I went to a Houston Texans game where we lost. I went to the Atlanta Falcon game where we won when we started off 3-0. And then in the Gase era, I went to the Tennessee Titan game, the longest game. I was there.
Oh yeah, holy shit!
I was also for Gase the game where Albert Wilson and Jakeem Grant had the high five against the Bears.
Oh yeah, that was pretty. Yeah, actually, it was against the Raiders.
It was the Raiders. I'm sorry, it was the Raiders. And then I went, and then that was the Gase years, and the Flores years. I had season tickets the third year in Flores' tenure. So I went to every game in the third year. And in the second year when he was there, I went to the Jets game where Tua got to come out and he closed it out for us.
How was the energy of that game when Tua came out?
Dude, when Tua came out, bro, I never heard Hard Rock Stadium get that loud in my life, bro. And I was there. And I was like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, the energy. And then the other loudest I've ever heard of Hard Rock, 2 other times I've heard Hard Rock get so loud, is when Tua came off the bench against the Raiders against Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that's what Batman told me.
And when we beat Buffalo, when the clock ran out. When you heard everybody in the stadium counting down from 10 to 0, Dude, it was like that vibe. That shit was so electrifying. It was amazing.
Yeah, of course, man. We haven't beaten Buffalo in like in a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I
So,
guarantee you, it's gonna get like that when we beat Buffalo this year in prime time.
I know it. I know it. I know it. I can't wait. I'm trying to put on ass. I can look good. I don't want to go inside because I got my kids running around.
It's all good. That's all
being
good, man.
loud.
If you want
It's
to,
not
you
a
can
show.
turn off the cam. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
Yeah.
But
All right.
yeah.
All right.
So there you go. So
Cool. That's an old picture, by the way. That's Tua and Chris Brooks. If anybody's wondering.
Chris Brooks. That's what's up. Yeah, he's
Yes,
we still
sir.
got Brooks, right?
Yeah, we still got him under contract right now.
So last year, what grade would you give last year's team?
I give it a B minus.
B minus. That's what's up.
Yep.
Who was the offensive MVP and the defensive MVP in your opinion?
The offense MVP is kind of hard. I would, anybody would say Tua. I would say actually, I'm gonna give it to two people. I'm gonna say Mostert and I'm gonna say Tyreek. The reason why I say Mostert, because he got the franchise record and he helped us be balanced in a way. He helped us be balanced until Mike McDaniel's got in his own way and would screw up on the play calling and get pass happy. And then Tyreek, 9 times out of 10 when we needed to play, besides against the elite teams, he made that play. So I will give it to them too for the MVPs. Defensive MVP, I'm gonna have to say Zach Seiler. I think he was the most consistent. He even had better stats than Christian Wilkins, So I'm gonna have to go with Zach Seiler.
Hey, how did you feel about our first Chop Robinson, our draft picks this year? And
all right,
who would you would have gotten if you're a GM at that pick? Who would you have gotten?
If I was GM, even though we got OBJ, but he's old, I would have picked up Brian Thomas. I would have picked Brian Thomas because he was there, and I thought if he was there when he fell to us, because I didn't expect him to be there, I would have picked Brian Thomas because I know. And then one thing I did like about our draft, like now looking at it, hindsight's 2020. At first, I was a little upset with the draft picks, the first couple draft picks, but then I got warmed up and did some more digging. I like that we double dipped with defensive end. I like how we double dipped with Mo Camara and Chop Robinson. I like how we double dip with the receivers as well. So I did like that aspect of it, and I did like the Jalen Wright pick. I liked it a lot actually, because I wasn't expecting him to be there in the 4th round.
Yeah, so he's kind of like, what's going on, Scott Jackson, my main man, Scott Jackson. No, so I could see Jalen Wright and Chan being the future 1-2 punch of the team.
Yes, I could definitely see that in the future. In 2025, it's going to be their team.
Yeah.
Now, Mostert might still be there. Mostert he got an extra year in his deals, so he might be there too. But hey, man, he might be that savvy vet. And then, hell, who knows? We got them 3. We might pick another running back next year. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Hell yeah. So, and how about the schedule? Schedule release.
The schedule.
What did you like on that one?
I honestly like how it's laid out for the simple fact, the ending of the year, we're going to have to put up or shut up. We're going to have to prove to everybody. And I like that. I want to see us have to go in. Don't get me wrong. Any fan wants us to have everything wrapped up by week 13, 14. Of course we do. But if we're going to be real, it's going to be a stretch. You know what I'm saying? And the NFL odds makers are not dumb. They always put the last game. They always make it find some way to be relevant. So I believe that Jet game might be relevant. It might be a situation where if everything works out well, we're fighting for the number 1 seed. Or we're fighting for the number 1 seed. The Jets are fighting for the playoffs. Or it could be for the division, which I doubt it. I don't think they're going to challenge us for the division.
Yeah.
But you never know. You never know how the game, how everything plays out. It's yet to be seen. But I do feel like that game will have some kind of substance importance to our season.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that too, man. I just hope it's not a primetime game. Because I plan on going to the MetLife Takeover, and the last thing I need is for a night game in that freezing ass cold.
Yeah, I'm planning on going to MetLife Takeover too. I want to. I got a lot of the thing about me, not like a lot of Dolphin fans. A lot of Dolphin fans kind of like chop it up with Dolphin fans only. I'm more of the lines. I go to every NFL team base. All that I know, a lot of big hitters and Twitter that are part of certain, different fan bases. Like I know a lot of like the big people from the Eagles, the Browns, the Patriots, the Bills, the Jets, the Chiefs, the Chargers. Like I've made it a point to be, be respectful and have a relationship, as in anybody that has a space I can go into and talk ball with them. So they have they have a respect for me. So every single fan base that I've met, they've always tell me, "Oh, if you guys play, let's come hang out with me at the, come to the stadium, come hang out." So when I do go to MetLife, if I do, I'll make my, I'll go, check out the MetLife Takeover and check out the Dolphins side tailgate. But I'm probably going to be behind enemy lines to have a lot of Jet fans that I'm pretty cool with. And I'm probably going to go see what's going on with them and, drink a couple beers, take a couple shots, hang out with them, see what's going on,
Oh, yeah.
Because when I was at the stadium, when I was a part, when I used to go to, be a part, like go to the tailgates with Tony and Alex and, everybody and Drew, shout out to my boys, salute to them. When I used to go there, we used to welcome anybody. So even if you were a part of the opposite fan base, we welcomed you with open arms. It didn't matter. We would, that's just how we were. So, we show love because people show us love, and that's how we were. So I'm debating. I know I want to go to MetLife, but I don't know that last game. I don't know if I'm either going to pick Seattle or Houston. I haven't debated that yet.
Yeah, one reason I want to go is because I want to see Doc Brown in his territory. Doc Brown, Estefan.
Yeah, I chill with Doc many a times. Doc is my boy, bro. We
by the way,
chopped it up.
Doc is also going to be in the blender as well. We're gonna
nice.
We're gonna one of the things I want to talk to about Doc Brown is we're gonna shed some light on the HBCUs, being that he was part of Alabama State. So
you gotta see if you can find some highlights, cut up some highlights of him in the Oilers, bro.
Yeah, man. But no, I really want to get into the HBCU experience, man, and the championships, and he was part of Alabama State and the rivalries that they have got going on,
Oh, correct. Yeah, salute to Doc, man. Salute Doc. Salute to everybody out there. Like I said, I have no beef with nobody. I'm cool with all the Dolphin fans. So if anybody, salute to everybody.
I'm the same way too. You know what I mean? I have no beef with nobody.
Exactly.
I mean, it's listen. The only people I care about, to be honest with you, is the people that live in my house, and I'm sure you do the same thing. Your immediate family. That's all you.
Yeah, I don't get involved in no internet bull crap, bro. I don't like that crap.
Yeah, that ain't real life. You know what I'm saying? As long as my house, I got a roof over my head, and everybody in that roof is good, I'm happy.
Correct.
Everything else could be replaced. So let me put you on the spot. If you have the San Diego Chargers, the LA Chargers, St. Louis Rams, LA Rams. If Miami Dolphins was to move to another city and become, let's say, the Austin Dolphins, would you still be a Dolphin fan?
I would probably be a Dolphin fan until they put a new team in Miami.
Fair enough.
Once they put another team in South Florida, I'm going back to South Florida. It all depends the situations, Say if they get moved next year, Mike McDaniel's still the coach. All the players are still there that we know and love. I'm going to be riding with them for a while until they give us a new team, of course.
Mm-hmm. And of course, it's not going to be the Miami Dolphins. It's going to be a new, a clean slate.
Oh yeah, it'll be a big time clean slate. You can't make it like Wyoming Dolphins or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They don't match.
Yeah. Well, then again, man, look at freaking Utah Jazz. I mean,
Yeah,
do they really play jazz in Utah?
yeah, right. It is what
uh,
it is.
yeah, yeah. Or how many there's no real Cardinals in Arizona.
That is right.
So I mean, there's a lot of teams that they kept the name and geographically didn't really match up.
Hmm.
Maybe so. At any rate, man, what are some of your game day foods, man, that you like to have?
Game day foods. Fajitas, churrasco steak, pork pernil. Um, Burgers and dogs are okay. They're always there. Burgers and dogs is always at the tailgate. But then you
Yeah, no
have
doubt.
all kinds of other food. You have I like ribs. I like chicken wings. Um, Stuff like that. Quick, easy stuff to make, so you don't have to be on the grill all damn day long.
Hmm.
And stuff like that. Depends. If I'm at home, like an away game, I might cook some longer style food, of course. But other than that, tailgate, we try to do stuff quick and easy. Cause like when we used to get to the tailgates, we used to get at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and we
Hmm.
used to have all the food cooked by like 10 a.m. Everything was ready to go by 10 a.m. So we were all able to chill, able to relax, able to just enjoy the time.
Yeah, yeah. Because I had Tony on here, and I remember when I went to take the picture, man. You guys, hey man, you want some food, you want some drink. You know what I'm saying? You guys
Yeah,
showed me the most utmost love and respect, man, and I felt that, man, as soon as I got there,
salute,
man.
bro. That's just how we are, bro. That's just how we are. Salute to Tony and them boys. They throw an awesome tailgate. You know what I'm saying? If hell, if you don't even have a ticket, if you don't even have a ticket and you want to tailgate and get the experience, go check my boys out. They always have a TV out there. So even if you can't go in and watch the game, you can watch the game out there at the tailgate and continue to party, to drink, and have fun.
Because one of the things I might do, depending on who goes to the games, like say if I don't go to a game, I grew up down the street from the stadium in Carroll City. I grew up on off of 47th and 199th. I grew up in that area,
Uh-huh.
so I have a boy who my best friend. He still lives there, so I was gonna probably maybe go to his house, Uber to
Mhm.
the stadium, and then Uber back, and then watch the game at his house.
Yeah, man, that's the way to do it, bro. That's the way to do it. Especially,
Yeah.
like I said, if you don't have tickets and you just want to have that tailgate experience, like I said, go check out Tony and Alex and Drew. They got it. They
So
got it unlocked over there.
but being or tailgate experience, let's stick with the tailgate experience. What
Mhm.
advice would you give somebody who's never been to a tailgate, a first timer, a newbie that's going to a tailgate? What advice would you give them?
If you ain't
What
from
are
South
some of the
Florida,
things that you would have done?
if you ain't from South Florida, bring sunscreen.
Yeah,
Make sure you bring a change of clothes. Make sure you're
hydration too,
hydrated.
right?
Hydration. For every couple shots or drinks you take a chug of bottled water, because you're definitely gonna need it. There is nothing like, and shit, it's happened to me before. Sometimes, bro, you get a little tipsy. You go into
Hmm.
the stadium, bro,
Damn.
and sometimes you start feel like sleepy. You're gonna fall asleep in the stadium. You gotta stand up. That's it, and this is from the heat exhaustion, the heat, and then the liquor and everything like that. So make sure you're plenty hydrated and you're ready to go.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, man. Because when I went there, man, holy moly, man, I was smelling like a hoe at church.
Yeah,
It may it does it does take a lot out of you, man. And of course I buy that freaking $5 aluminum can of water.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I usually get like the what I usually do, the way I do it when I go to tailgates, when I do it, this is how my here is the way I do it. I wake up in the morning, the
Hmm.
car's ready to go. I stop to get gas. I get me a Red Bull, drive down to the stadium. Takes about 45 minutes to get there. 8
Yeah.
o'clock, we get there. We go to the stadium. We unload. We unpack. We get everything set up. We cook. I start drinking. I drink from literally 8 o'clock till about 12:30, 12:45. I walk in the stadium. I go, and from there on, I might drink one more beer in the stands, just to drink a beer in the stands. After
Hmm.
that, I get that that souvenir cup for $10. Well, if you get a season ticket, remember you get it for like $7. But for $7, you get the souvenir cup. And I drink lemonade. Yes, sir. Lemonade or iced tea. Something that's not too sugary, like something that's more water based, so you can get that kind of hydration. And just keep on filling it up. And then when I go out, by the time I leave the stadium from being so hype and yelling and having a good time, you're not drunk anymore. You're sober. And then I go back out to the tailgate and we stay there for a couple hours and I drink a little bit more.
Yeah, that's one thing I learned is if you can stick around and tailgate a little bit, wait till that traffic dies down, because I remember after the Buffalo game, I was literally in line to leave the stadium for like 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Well, usually say at the game, like 1 o'clock game, the game ends about 4:20. Usually I don't leave the stadium until about 6:30. And then I say if I leave the stadium at 6:30, guess what? Smooth sailing. And then me going home all the way to West Palm, the turnpike, it's smooth sailing. So always wait till about 6 to head out, because they don't start kicking people out until about 7. So, and usually when you're with us, we got, Tony, Tony's got the hookup over there. So Tony gets a little leeway too. So we could just chill a lot longer. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I usually do. We usually, there's one time I was with Lewis and Crypto, and we were chilling with Batman for maybe another hour. Then we went to La Carreta. I got myself a bistec a palomilla.
Fire.
Hell yeah.
Fire. Hell yeah.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the second when I went with Crypto, that was the second time he went, and he saw me eating the bistec palomilla. He was like, "Damn, I gotta try that." So he said, "Damn, that is pretty good."
Nice.
Yeah, I mean,
but yeah, bro, I've met a lot of Dolphin fans. I've met a lot of people, and it's crazy because I don't know how people do it, but like I'll be in the stadium and people be yelling like, "Hey, Mo Sauces, yo!" I'm like, "Yo, how do I know you?" "Oh, I'm this person from Twitter, or I'm this person from there," and it's wild, bro. It's a good experience. One of the best tailgates I've ever been to that we did was 2 years ago. We had a whole bunch of people like when we first got on Twitter, and like when I became Mo Sauces and the way shit happened. We had a tailgate for the Patriots game, and we had like about 60 people at that tailgate, bro. That was an experience. And then another tailgate that was really great that same year is when we did the Steelers game for Sunday Night Football. That was an experience as well. That was an awesome tailgate.
So let me ask you this then. How did you get the name Mo Sauces?
So that's funny. So Mo Sauces came about when I became Mo Sauces is when I started. At first it was a joke. I thought it was a joke. I was running Spaces. I had somebody hit me up on the side and do private DM. Hey, I like how you run the Spaces. I like how you do this. I'm this person and this. And I kind of blew it off, whatever. All right. That was the person that was feeding me all the Debo situation and all stuff like that. Then towards the end, before we got Tyreek, I want to say about a week and a half before we got Tyreek, they gave me the information about Tyreek. I started talking about it, and everybody's telling me I'm crazy, da-da-da. Hell, even, who was it? Marcel Louis Jacques. He came into a space we were hosting one time, and we were talking about it. I was like, "Oh, we're either going to get Debo, Tyreek." And now he was like, "Oh, you're crazy. That ain't going to happen, blase, blase." Guess what? About 3 days later, Tyreek came to the Dolphins. We held the space. He ended up coming through. He's like, "Yo, I did not know who you were talking to, but I don't know where did you get your information, but you were right. I apologize, blase, blase." Hell, I even had, just to give, salute Reason. Reason runs a good program out there. He does a good content,
Since at the end of
Yep. Before I became Mo Sauces, I used to talk to Neil Driscoll a lot. And I told Neil Driscoll about the Tyreek situation, and he mentioned it to Reason. And at that time, nobody ran with it, nobody whatever. The day we got Tyreek, Reason did his live show. He gave me a shout out because he even told everybody, he's like, "Yo, the person I was talking about Tyreek was Mo. I should have listened to him 2 weeks ago. Blase, blase. And then from there on, I grew into becoming Mo Sauces. And then I got the nickname is from salute to my boy John Nicolopoulos. You know John.
John Christolakis?
Yes. John is the one that he's the one that came up with the Mo Sauces name. So
Yeah.
I have he's the one that was like, bro, let's become Mo Sauces. You got the sauce, be Mo Sauces. And then that's how that name came about. And it has stuck ever since.
Yeah. He's by the way, he's a funny follow on Twitter, John Christolakis.
Yeah. He is a funny follow. He's a troll in a way, but he makes it funny as hell. He don't mean no harm. He's a good dude, great guy, good person. I've had many conversations with him privately. He's a good guy.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, man, and also from New York, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
So you probably see him at the takeover.
That's the plan. That is the plan. I do want to meet him. And there's a lot of people I want to meet. So there's a lot of people I've met already, but there's a lot of other people that I haven't met that's been out of town, that's out of state, that doesn't have a chance to come.
All right. And before we wrap this up, and we'll get your we're definitely gonna get your Mount Rushmore, but I want to talk specifically. We'll spend a few minutes. How much time do I have you for? Just
I'm open, bro. You have me till whenever you're ready to end the show. We could open a live panel if you wanted to. I don't care.
So no, this is your show, man. We'll do it another time. But so I just wanted, being that we're talking about Twitter, let me. What are some of the misconceptions that you think are out there on Twitter and that you would like to try to straighten the record on?
Twitter is an open community. You follow whoever you want to follow. There's good Dolphin fans out there that give you good information, that are level-headed, gives you pros and cons, and gives you a mic, and they give you the opportunity to have an open debate and not call you out on bad takes or whatever. There's some Dolphin fans that kind of are a little rougher on the edges, will call you out your bad takes, will make fun of you, or just being assholes. You know what I'm saying? So it's just be mindful who you follow. There's a lot of good people to follow on Twitter. You know, salute to a lot of the people I've, I don't have circles anymore. Like I say, I used to roll with cliques and stuff like that. I don't have circles. I'm just cool with everybody. But Showtime's good to follow. Showtime's a good Twitter personality. Lou's cool. Batman's cool. Tony, he's amazing. That's my guy. Tony's part of my circle. I consider.
Don't forget Andrevius. Andrevius is another one.
Andrevius. Yes, sir. I was gonna say Andrevius. There's a lot of people out there that's good. You just gotta be mindful of who you follow and who you listen to. Now, some people do stuff for entertainment. Some people do stuff to get laughs, and some people are trolls. You just gotta be mindful of who you listen to or who you get your information from, and take a lot of things with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
and like me, just because I'm saying sauces, you don't gotta take anything I say. Just take everything I say with a grain of salt. Some things are right, some things are wrong. I'm more than right than wrong, but there's a lot of things that some people do get bad information. Some people, nobody can't be right 100%.
Yeah,
and sometimes the funny thing is, say if I'm right about something, nobody didn't say anything. Okay, yeah, you were right, whatever. But if I'm wrong about something, that's when everybody wants to, come out and be crazy and talk crap. Yeah, it is what it is. It's part of it.
What are some of the? I'm gonna give you a chance to take some victory laps here. What are some of the things that you were, besides the Tyreek Hill? What are some of the things that
okay?
Obviously,
Tyreek Hill. So the things I was right. And some of the things are on the Finn's tailgate when I used to come on there just to talk crap and hang out. And a lot of my stuff was on Gio's show when Gio and Batman had a show. So I was right about the Tyreek situation. I told everybody about Jeff Wilson before we got him. I told everybody about the Bradley Chubb, how we were getting Chubb. People thought we were getting Roquan. I told people about the Melvin Ingram situation. I told a lot of people about the Sony Michel information. And there's one more. I told a lot of people, I try to keep people in the loop of the whole Dalvin Cook situation. And there's a tweet out there where I said, it's final. He's going to be a Jet. I'm still hoping he becomes a Dolphin, but he's going to be a Jet. And what happened, he ended up being a Jet. So, I do get information that doesn't have to pertain with the Dolphins. Just, I just get information from players and also like that. Now, one thing that I was told that I didn't report on it, but I did say something on a Finn's tailgate. I was in the comment section. Me and EMM were going back and forth, talking sauce in the chat. And I said, "Yo, EM, big news is coming tomorrow." Blase, blase. It was about the OBJ situation, but I didn't know if it was gonna happen for real. It was somebody that gave me the information that wasn't a person that's giving me proper right information all the time.
Yeah.
So I didn't know to run with it or not, and I didn't want to put my name out there and say, "Oh, we're gonna get OBJ tomorrow." You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But I want to say I think I'm 6 out of 9 to be exact on stuff that I reported. The 3 things I was wrong was the Debo situation, which we all know that because Tyree came. I kind of came out and said I thought we were going to keep Josh Boyer. I was wrong. And then the whole situation where I thought Tua was going to start the playoff game when he had the concussion situation, and that was wrong as well.
Hey, but at least look, you're here admitting it when you're. Some people don't even want to talk about it. They just want to.
Hey, bro, I have no shame in my game, bro. I know I'm more right than wrong. Like I said, I'm 6 out of 9, and that's it, bro. I'm good. I'm good, and that's things I've reported and put out, and then the Twitter sphere and the atmosphere. There's things where I get information, and then there's things I get information. I don't stay. I stay quiet, and it happens. There's some things I get information. I stay quiet. It doesn't happen. So there's, and then this last year I've just been not been on that sauce game like that. I used to be very open with it and talking about it freely, and I just I stopped because people don't care really. People are quick to get you to say, "Oh, you're wrong." You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know what? I don't gotta share this information. I'll just keep it to myself.
Yeah. Well, what? All right. When you were sharing the sauces, what made you determine what to share and what not to share?
There was times where I was told not to say stuff, and there was times of saying, "Okay, you can talk about this," and then there was times where I said too much information, and then I could have lost really good relationships. And basically, that's when I let out the Chubb information. I almost lost a really good sauce. So I kind of from after that, I kind of backed off a little bit, and that's when I started being a little more low key. Because the day, dude, you could, bro. I know it's a pain in the ass to go through it, but I'm gonna do it one day just to make a point. You can go the day we got Chubb and Wilson, that trade, 7:45 in the morning. I put it on the Twitter. I was like, we're making 2 moves today. 2 moves are gonna happen. And I put on there, anybody that's been in my spaces, what the moves are gonna be. It's gonna happen. 11 o'clock comes around, I say the moves are gonna happen at 2 and 2:30. What happened? The moves dropped at 2 and 2:30. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So there's receipts out there if you look for them. But you're gonna be looking forever because I do post a decent amount of stuff, and you'd be looking forever to get all the way 2 years back.
Yeah. Luckily for me, I don't post that much. The only thing that I really post on my Twitter is the shows that this show right now is being posted. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
But I'm not a big Twitter guy. You know what I mean? Never have been.
I was a big Twitter guy. Never really was a YouTube guy, and then I started coming around on YouTube, and then I go back and forth.
Yeah. So, what advice would you give any person who's never been to a space?
The advice I would give is, do not request a speaker position right away. Sit back and watch how the hosts and the co-hosts handle the room first, and get a good glimpse on it. If you see they handle it a certain way, and some spaces are very football etiquette, knowledgeable about X's and O's. And if you're not very too versed in the X's and O's, then maybe it's a situation, maybe you shouldn't come up and talk. You can still come up and talk and give your opinions and all that stuff like that. But it all depends who's hosting. You know what I'm saying? Some people will let you fly, let you go, and whatever you say, okay, cool, then why you feel that way, whatever. And then some other people, they'll get on you and try to, break your balls and try to be funny. So I would just say just be very mindful and listen to what's going on and go from there.
The notorious JP was one of the people that I used to follow back for a long time. I haven't seen him in a while. If you're, you know who that is, JP.
Yeah. He used to be in the space, bro. I used to, dude. It's crazy because I stopped doing it, but when I do it here and there, it still blows up, bro. I used to host spaces, and they used to be rocking like 1,300, 1,400 people,
Damn.
and then I stopped. I just stopped doing it. I just stopped. It was becoming more like a job, like a mission, and I stopped doing it. You know, and now, like, you know, every now and then I'll host a space and I'll be rocking a decent amount, and you know, we talk, chop it up. One thing about my space is if I ever run a space, everybody's welcome to have a mic. You won't be disrespected. I don't play that bullshit about, you know, making fun of somebody or down talking their football knowledge or anything like that. We keep it like, say, when me, Tony, and Alex used to run a space, it used to be strictly ball, no bullshit, no craziness. Now there was times where, say, we're playing a team that week and we used to like host like a dual space with the other team. Of course, it'd be rowdies and talking craziness, but it's us against another team. But we used to never have like dolphin on dolphin crime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What was the funnest? You would say
Space?
would be space where you guys were head to head.
The funnest head-to-head space that I had, honestly, would be against the Pittsburgh Steelers. When we play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because I'm not going to say their name, I have a prominent Steeler fan like tripping out, going crazy, talking about firing Mike Tomlin, going nuts. Damn near almost crying on the space. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But we got real hot and heavy, and it was real crazy. That was a good space. And a lot of my spaces I usually do, they're recorded. You would have to go back and look for them, of course. But, you know.
No doubt, man. I have a best friend. My best friend is who passed away in 2015. My best friend passed away. I have his terrible towel here. I have his terrible towel. I can't find it right now, but he was a diehard Steelers fan, so I know a lot about the Steelers.
Got you.
Mudbone, what's going on, Mudbone? And Costanosa. And hey, listen, Costanosa, here's another a guy that loves Tua. You know what I'm saying? Costanosa told me that I have nothing but Tua haters on here, but hey, I welcome, just like you, I give a voice to everybody. If you're a Tua hater, Tua lover, I just want to hear what your reasonings are. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody has a mic, bro.
This isn't a debate show. This is let me hear your thoughts. Let me hear your opinions. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. So,
I would anybody who's a Dolphin fan, I would love to hear from them. But yeah, Costanosa is I love that dude. He shows up and supports the show, man. So much respect, man. What's up, Mudbone? Yeah, man. He's another one, you know. So that's the one thing I like about, you know, I don't get as many views as nor as many views as Reason or TD, but you know, the people that I do get in here, they engaged and they show, you know what I'm saying? And we have,
they're all genuine, they show love, bro.
Yes, they do.
Like I said, salute to anybody that's with us. Salute to everybody. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. Appreciate y'all being here.
And I appreciate you for coming on. So, all right.
Yeah, bro.
So yeah, now that we got that out the way, what is your Miami Dolphins Mount Rushmore?
So that's 4 players, right?
Yep. Now here's the Mount Rushmore. It could be Nene. Nene, I liked her Mount Rushmore. She had Joe Robbie, Don Shula, Dan Marino, and I forgot the other player was, but at the end of the day, Zach Thomas. So it doesn't necessarily have to be players. It could be owners, but a lot of people want to give it to players. But I'm just saying, letting you know what your options are.
Well, I'm gonna go. My Mount Rushmore is gonna be basically people I've seen in my life play, actually seen them in person or seen them growing up and whatnot. So number 1 on the list would have to be Dan Marino.
Okay.
This is player centric only. Don Shula, he's above the Mount Rushmore. Don Shula's the Don. You know what I'm saying? That's the Godfather. So
like Pat
my
Riley.
Mount Rushmore, my Mount Rushmore would be Dan Marino, Jason Taylor, Zach Thomas, and I would love to put Ricky Williams in there. But just from the situations of being with us, retiring, coming back, and all that stuff, I would have to say that last spot Oh, this is hard.
Tua?
Nah, bro. I might have to say Tyreek. Just for what
Tyreek
he's done the last 2 years. Yeah, bro.
That's what's
1,700
up, man.
yards last 2 seasons. Like, it's kind of hard not to put him on there. And I know he's still playing and he still has a ways to go. But, dog, if we sign him to a contract extension and he plays it out and he does, like, the next 3 years with us, imagine how much more stats he's going to put up, you know?
Yeah. And listen, at the end of the day, I'm not here to argue. Freaking Batman put Tua and Jalen Waddle on his Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Hey, bro, it is what it is, bro. Everybody has their own critiques and you know, opinions.
Yeah, but again, that's what I did this is because the one thing I noticed about panels or whatever, when somebody gives their honest opinion, they could yell all they want to in the chat, but one of the things I think I like to provide is somebody who gets a one-on-one with me, that speak uninterrupted, unapologetic, and just be who they are. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to explain yourself. Just tell me what's on your mind, man. And that's the one thing in life you got to realize, that the saying goes, and Gandhi said this, by the way. Muhammad Gandhi said, if you open up your mouth, you only speak what you know. But if you open up your ears, you might learn something new.
Correct.
And you know what I'm saying? So, and another thing that I learned too is that if you challenge your opinion, two things will happen. Either you would fortify your opinion and come out knowing that you put your belief to the test, and you're like, yeah, you are right, or you might come out with a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? You can't be afraid to challenge your positions.
Facts.
In life. And that's what I'm here for, man.
Facts.
Hell yeah, community is closer. I agree with you, man. So, any final thoughts before we wrap this up, man? And once again, man, I appreciate you for giving me some of your time, man. And
it's all love, bro. All love. Sorry
I'm
about
really
the late
honored
start.
to have you here.
Salute
No
to
problem,
everybody in the building. Like I said, follow, like, share, subscribe. Give this man a follow. Shake is a good person. He's a good Dolphin content creator. I appreciate the time and giving me the opportunity to speak and giving me the open platform. Salute to you, and fins up, man.
Fins up, baby. And if you want to hang out backstage for a little bit,
yeah.
All right, man. So fins up, and we out this bad boy.
I know you heard me on the radio flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K. I know you heard me on the radio flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K.